Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Liberty Hour with your host, DJ A2 Jack, here streaming through Spreaker Studio. Also on my YouTube at A2 Jack and my Twitter, 16 Jackson AJ1, with my good friend, Ricky Navarrete. How's you doing, Ricky?
I'm doing all right, sir. I'm doing all right. Just getting ready to grind on that homework soon.
Cool. Well, before you get to grind out that homework, we have two more questions that I have to get into here. We're going to answer. The first one: what movies have you seen recently, and are there any that are good? So I'll go ahead and ask you that first, Ricky. Is there any movies that you have seen recently and any that you like in particular?
Dang, dude. Honestly, today, literally, I was doing homework earlier and I was watching Creed 2. That movie just came out like 6 months ago. It just came out to DVD like the other day or the. But like an actual movie I wanted to see, I was kind of just watching that to kill time. The last movie I really want to see was Wreck-It Ralph, the second one, where he breaks the internet or whatever. And I went in there with such high expectations. I'm not gonna lie, the movie was still good, but it wasn't great. It wasn't like for me to go a second time watch it. It wasn't for me to fanboy like I did the first time when I was telling all my friends about it back in high school. Like, oh yeah, watch this, watch this, watch this. Like it was just good for like a kids movie. Like it was just a good Disney movie. But like it had nothing better than that. It was like singing. There was just the whole like, oh, happy ending at the end, whatever. It's just a Disney movie. You know how those go. But that was really it, dude. I'm not much of a moviegoer like you. I know you tend to go to the movies a lot more than I do, and you usually tend to invite me. But most of the time, I'll be busy, or I'll already have something else like planned out that day that I can't make it to that. But yeah, it's the last one I were gonna go watch, and it was all right, I guess. But I just should have lowered my expectations.
Well, there you go. And before I get into my movies, I gotta say, if you guys overheard that ringtone, yes, Ricky 365.
No, it wasn't me. No, that wasn't my ringtone. I think it's Christmas over there in Mexico, bro. That's what it is.
24/7 365. It's Christmas at Ricky's house. No, but here's a funny thing. I actually have a friend who I work with who was one of my good friends, and I swear he posts every single month on the 25th, 11 months till Christmas, 10 months till Christmas. And I know he does it to troll people, but dude, give it a goddamn break. But no, so yeah, obviously I do go to the movies quite a lot, and that's because, I don't know, I just, am interested to see what, is coming out. I will say first, I'm looking forward to seeing Us, which is another one of those movies that is created by Jordan Peele, which looks phenomenal. I'm really looking forward to seeing that the day it comes out, which will be the Thursday of spring break here in about 13 days. Now, movies I've seen recently, there's two this year that I've seen so far that I really liked, and three that were absolute shitters. The ones that I'll start with the ones I didn't like. The first one was Happy Death Day to You, which I didn't think was absolutely terrible, but was pretty freaking bad. I gave it a 6 out of 10. It was one of the better of the worst movies that I've seen, but it was still bad. My friend Michael, I went and saw with him. He thought it was absolute dog crap, and he gave it a 1 out of 10. I'll tell you a movie that I probably deserved a 1 out of 10, but I gave it a 4 because I'm nice, was Fighting With My Family, the WWE movie that just came out on Paige. I feel bad for Paige that this is how they told her story because it was absolute dog crap. It was terrible. Some stuff was completely unrealistic. Timeline was screwed up. It was awful. It was a complete waste of time. And once again, being at Studio Movie Grill didn't make it much better. I'm done going there because that place sucks. Another movie that I saw that was bad was the one with Clint Eastwood. I can't even remember off the top of my head. Where he's I guess a drug smuggler. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it actually was a decent movie. The build-up was actually pretty good, but the ending was bad. I just feel like it kind of destroyed most of the movie, what it was building up towards. So I wasn't a fan of that. The two movies that I remember that were amazing. I loved Aquaman. Some people didn't. I loved it. I think Aquaman was great. I thought DC did a great job. I was thinking, oh, this is a superhero I don't even really care about this much. Well, if you watch that movie, you'll start caring about it. Let me tell you that. It was really good. They did a phenomenal job with everything. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was phenomenal. The only other movie that was better, that was absolutely super phenomenal, that went over the top, and I think this actually might have came out towards the end of last year, was Bohemian Rhapsody. My God, I don't think you can do a better biopic. Phenomenal on Freddie Mercury and Queen. 9 out of 10. I don't think I've seen a movie this good since Logan or Get Out. That's how good this movie was. I was stunned with how amazing they did with everything. And it was just great. So yes, I am a movie connoisseur, and those are probably my top and my bottom movies that I've seen this year. I'm sure I've seen more, but those are the ones that stand out to me for being complete and utter crap and being really great. So that answers that question. Ricky, I'll go ahead and ask this to you. Is there any movies that are coming out anytime soon that you're looking forward to seeing at all?
I feel like I should know which movies are coming out in order to answer this question. So I feel like if I don't, there's probably not any movies that I'm looking forward to.
So I mean, the ones that are out right now are Captain Marvel, which honestly doesn't look great.
Do you want to take over while I make a search real quick?
Yeah, for sure, go for it. Yeah, the ones that are coming out right now are Captain Marvel, which looks like crap. To be honest with you.
Snapshots fired at the feminist movement.
Let's see. I'm sorry, I apologize, but it just it looks corny. It looks like they're trying too hard. It looks phony. I apologize, but
It's funny that I barely found out the other day too.
What's up?
Marvel actually confirmed it was supposed to be a feminist movement film.
Oh my! Of course they did. Of course, because they have to, or else they're going to get crapped on. Even though every time that they try to do this and force it in, it gets terrible reviews and it's terribly done. Because people know what they're trying to do. It doesn't work if you do it that way. There's better ways that you can do it, like Hidden Figures. Hidden Figures accomplished that. It was women who were the people who were part of the space operation back in the 60s, and they did a phenomenal job, and because it was real. And that's what I liked about it. It was realistic. They did a phenomenal job. Another one that promotes diversity is the new Spider-Man, the one that came out, the Black Spider-Man, the Into the Spider-Verse, the one that was cartoony, but dang it was actually really good. I'm not a fan of big cartoony movies, but they did a phenomenal job, Marvel, with this movie, so I liked that. I thought that was pretty good. That came out actually towards the end of last year. I went and saw Glass, and I thought that was okay. I didn't think it was going to be as good as I thought, but I thought that was okay. So that came out. Trying to think what else that I've seen on here. I'm looking through all the movies. I think overall that pretty much answers all the movies that I've seen. Ricky, you said you were searching something up. Is there any movies that you see on there or anything?
I'm scrolling through like Fandango for like all the movies coming around the area, dude. I don't see one that's really like I'm looking forward to it.
Well, and unfortunately, that's the thing is they don't make movies like they used to.
Wait, I take that back. Okay, the only movie I am looking forward to actually is gonna be what I think is a lot of people think is gonna be the final Avengers movie.
Oh yeah, that
Endgame Part
good.
2.
Yeah,
that one's gonna like come out in like 2 months, I think. But that's about it. That's like as far as like my movie going goes. Is just looking forward to that. I'm basic. I go to the movies once. That's it.
I'm also looking forward to Pet Sematary. That looks all right too. Another Stephen King made into a movie that looks good too. I will say that. But Us is the one I'm really looking forward to right now at the moment. So. That's pretty much answers that question for the movies. Now getting into the final question, the one that is the most loaded that I'm going to be talking about, that might actually, because it looks like we're going to go into part 7 and then we'll be done in part 7. And that has to do with Stephon Clark, and this is the question: what are your thoughts on the DA's decision not to indict the officers in the Stephon Clark shooting? So, I mean, I don't know if you can talk about maybe some of the things that you've heard about or seen in terms of protests or whatever, if you have any knowledge. But I'll go ahead and start this off by saying that this is not what needs to happen, because first off, it hurts the community, so because it damages the community and gives them more pain. And I understand. Look, I'll say this: I understand, and this is ironically the only time I've talked about politics on the show for the most part. I understand that. Police officers, you're going to be, frightened for your life in certain cases. You don't know what the guy has in his hands, even though it was a cell phone. It could have been something else. It's dark at night. I get that. People say, you comply with officers. I get that. And yes, he should have complied with officers. And yes, the dude was a piece of shit. But, and here's the thing, police officers should be held at a higher standard than everybody else in society. Because we pay for them to do their jobs. Because we pay for them to protect the communities that they supposedly serve. So what I mean by that is that if you're going to make a decision to end somebody's life because you're worried they may or may not have something in their hands, but you can't prove it, That's not good enough, and that shouldn't be good enough for anybody. I'm sorry, but they should get something for it. Giving them a little slap on the wrist and saying, oh, yeah, no, we're not indicting you because, yeah, you were frightened in your life. And then Xavier Becerra, this California Attorney General, comes out and says something on it as well. In agreement, who's supposed to be a Democrat and fight for minority communities, comes out and agrees with the DA's decision. You're not representing the people that elected you. And I'm sorry, that's not going to work for me. That shouldn't work for anybody else. And I'm not even a Democrat. I'm not a liberal. I freaking hate them. But for God's sake, that this should not be the ruling that you hand down to officers that killed an unarmed person, regardless if they thought he was unarmed or not. I'm sorry, that's unacceptable. And the protests that have come out of it are completely warranted that have happened in Sacramento. I actually know a couple people who went to them. And this shows you how piece of shit the Sac PD is. One of our journalists from the State Hornet who was covering these protests on Monday, along with a reporter for the Sac B, were arrested for failing to disperse when they were stuck in East Sacramento by a Trader Joe's when police were barricading both sides of the street, and the only way they would have gotten out is through a dark street that has a lot of crime. Nobody wants to go down there. But because they didn't, and because they failed to disperse and they didn't know where to go, they were arrested. 84 of them. Brought to Cal Expo. And boom, at 3 in the morning, they're finally released. And then they decided, hey, they're not going to be charged. Well, goddamn, they better not be charged. They should sue the Sac PD for frickin' violating their First Amendment rights. Fuck. Sorry, that's just my thought on the goddamn thing. It's a complete bunch of bullshit. I'm happy that there haven't been any riots. I thought there would be, because I thought that people would get so pissed off after what happened. There would be something that happened. Top Golf. We had a marketing event down in Sacramento. They had to call it off because of when the DA decision was, because they were worried that shit was going to hit the fan. Well, luckily it didn't. And then Sacramento, the cops obviously fortified Golden One Center pretty good for the Kings games this week, because overall people were worried they were going to be protesting in front of the Kings arena like they did last year, and they had it barricaded off to where fans could get in the game, which was good. So see, the overall protesters have been very responsible. The cops have not, besides of what they've done this week in response to the protests, besides the one time where they arrested 84 freaking people for expressing their freedom of speech. That's just my thought on the darn thing. That's my rant on it. Now, Ricky, I don't know if you have any thoughts on it, but in terms of like your response to what you've seen at the university, if there's been any protests or what you've heard, overall, just like, what is your thought on that? Or if you do have any thoughts on the decision in general, just tell me what you think about anything related to the situation.
Honestly, dude, I'm probably going to get a lot of backlash for this, but really, I don't know that much about this topic. All I know is that if somebody gets shot for pulling out their phone, and then like it's not a big deal apparently, like to the big old officials or whatever, like they're saying it's like, well, okay, it was an accident. If that's it, that's pretty messed up. I'm being honest. Like I'm probably gonna get backlash for not going to an extreme or like going on and on about this, but that's really as far as I know about this case. So I'm sorry about that. But I have heard protests going on at school. Like it was the strangest things because I was doing homework one time. When was it? Was it last Tuesday or Thursday? Because I only go to school Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. But it was either Tuesday or Thursday. I think it was Tuesday.
Probably Tuesday.
Yeah, it was Tuesday. I was doing homework before my class because I had a 2-hour break and I was upstairs in the Union. And then, like, I just heard a bunch of people, like, chanting and yelling, and it was the weirdest thing. Like, everybody on the top floor was, like, staring at each other, like, where's that noise coming from? I didn't tell you about this, by the way. But, like, everyone was like, where's that noise coming from? And then, like, we all looked around, and, like, we heard it coming from downstairs by the coffee place. And it was just a bunch of people, like, yelling, and, like, we didn't know what they were saying. Like, da, 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 da. Like, we didn't know what they were saying, but, like, the louder it got, the closer it got. Like, all we heard was, like just random chants, and then after every single thing they said, there was like Black Lives Matter, dun, 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 dun. Black Lives Matter, dun, 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 whatever, Black Lives Matter, but like everybody was just chanting out Black Lives Matter the whole time. Like I've had to like be around. It was like so loud, dude. There was so many students. I've never seen that many people like just all huddled up in one spot. Like I don't know. That's it. All I know is like the school for sure didn't take it lightly. And a lot of people haven't taken it lightly. But again, if you want my
I have to cut
case
you off
on it,
here. We'll be right back.
You're good.